minus 64.4 degrees Celsius. 372,000 people live there anyway. Go outside and your breath freezes before it leaves your mouth. Your eyelashes turn white in a minute. The ground under your boots has been frozen for thousands of years. It should not hold a city. It does. So why would anyone build a city where steel snaps and fish never thaws? That question will follow you from the Arctic to a desert hole to a city in the sea. Keep it. The answer is not what you think. Picture January on the Lena. This is Yakutsk, 62 degrees north. A fort of larch logs went up here in 1632. The man who ordered it was a Cossack chasing sable, Pyotr Beketov. He wanted fur. Later they wanted diamonds, then gas. Today 372,000 people live in the city. 390,000 with the suburbs. Coldest major city on Earth. Record low minus 64.4 degrees. Average January around minus 40. Minus 50 for weeks is normal. Every building stands on stilts. Piles 10 to 15 meters into permafrost. Warm the ground and it sinks, so they leave the space open. Pipes run above ground. They snake between blocks. You never turn your car off. Oil turns to jelly if you do. Fish at the market stands frozen upright like firewood. Milk comes in blocks. In winter 2023 pipes burst in a district. No heat for 2 days. At minus 40 that is not a repair. That is danger. Yet Yakutsk grows. It added about 3,000 people in the last year. But what if the enemy is not cold? What if the air can cook you? Go to South Australia. Desert north of Adelaide. Summer hits 51 degrees. 125 Fahrenheit. Hot enough to soften a dashboard. On the 1st of February 1915, a 14-year-old on a gold hunt saw opal chips shining in the dust. The boy who picked them up was the son of a prospector with the New Colorado Syndicate, Will Hutchison. He was looking for gold. He found opal. 8 days later, the first claim was pegged. They called it Coober Pedy, Coober Pedy, white man in a hole. Today, about 1,750 people live there. Some say 3,500. Half to three-quarters live underground. They cut homes into sandstone. Dugouts. Inside it is 22 to 24 degrees all year. Outside it is an oven. You live sideways here. Bedroom underground. Church underground. Hotel underground. No windows. Laundry dries in 10 minutes. A crayon left in a car puddles. Coober Pedy still mines about 70% of the world's precious opal. One stone can buy a house. Most holes find nothing. You work before dawn and after 5. Midday kills. So heat is one enemy. What if the air itself tries to kill you? Find Lake Titicaca. Go north. Climb to 5,100 meters. 16,700 feet. La Rinconada. Highest permanent settlement on Earth. Oxygen is about half what it is at sea level. Breathing feels like sipping through a straw while climbing stairs. Your head pounds. At night, you wake gasping. Under the glacier La Bella Dormiente, the town spreads in tin. No running water, no sewage, no garbage trucks. Food comes by truck. Electricity arrived only in the 2000s. It started as a small prospector camp more than 60 years ago. Then gold rose. Between 2001 and 2009, the price rose 235%. National Geographic put the population at 30,000 then. Others count 50,000. Some say 70,000. At this point, you have a neat answer. People are hardy. Mountain people like thin air. That answer feels good. It is wrong. Daily life is mercury. 2 to 3 grams of mercury for 1 gram of gold. It burns off and you breathe it. Mercury shows in urine above safe limits. Silica scars lungs. Blood thickens. Work is cachorreo. 30 days no pay. On day 31 you carry what you can. Some days someone with a gun takes your sack. 7 workers died together in one small Puno mine. And if thin air is an enemy, what about no land at all? 40 miles east of Baku, in the Caspian Sea, lies oil rocks. Neft Aslari. The Caspian is the world's biggest lake. It has ocean storms. In 1949, engineers found oil 1,100 meters down. They sank old ships for foundations, built causeways, then trestles. At its height, oil rocks had nearly 2,000 wells and 320 sites linked by more than 200 kilometers of road on piles. That is London to Birmingham on bridges over water. First, it was one rig and a hut. By the 1960s, it was a city for 5,000. Bakery, cinema, park with shrubs shipped by barge, soccer pitch, newspaper. A showcase you could live where you worked. Today about 2,000 work there in shifts. Some say 1,000. You do 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. You ride 8 hours by boat if weather lets you. Life is rust and wind. Bridges creak. Sea eats steel. In 1957, a storm tore a section into the sea. Fires jumped well to well because rescue ships could not get close. Oil is fading. Peak in 1967 was 7.6 million tons in a year. Now about 1 million. Less than 3,000 a day. The field has given nearly 180 million tons in 75 years. For Azerbaijan, now that is a rounding error. New fields on land are cheaper. This is the opposite problem. Not too little land, too many people on too little. Hong Kong, Kowloon City. A block 210 by 120 meters, 6.4 acres, 2.6 hectares. Walk its length in 3 minutes if you could walk straight. Here stood Kowloon Walled City, old as a Song Dynasty outpost. A Qing fort in 1847. The city you picture came after 1945. Refugees fled civil war. Britain said it was China's. China said it was Britain's. So no one governed. By the late 1980s, about 33,000 lived in that block. Some say 50,000. Density about 1.3 million per square kilometer, 3.5 million per square mile. 4 times Manila today. Imagine a market town stacked into one block, then adding another town on the roof. About 300 buildings, 12 to 16 stories, no architect. They leaned together. Sun never reached the alleys. Water came from 8 pipes and rose through leaking plastic tubes. Wires hung like vines. Dentists beside noodle shops. Kids played on roofs because there was no ground. You think, why not leave? Rent was cheap. No papers asked. For some that was freedom. For others a trap. You might sneer, slums exist because poor people have no choice. Tell me something new. You are right. That is the tell. The city was cleared in 1993 and 1994. A park opened in December 1995. 31,000 square meters of gardens. The Yamen remains. 2 granite Southgate plaques remain. Now go somewhere quiet. 60 miles from Anchorage, at the head of Passage Canal, lies Whittier. 272 people at the last census. Almost all live in one building, 14 stories. Begich Towers, built in the late 1950s as an army barracks. Peach-colored. It holds the post office, the shop, the library. A tunnel links it to the school, so children never go outside. The only road in is a single-lane tunnel, 2.6 miles long. It closes at night. Wind gusts to 80 miles an hour. Snow falls 197 inches a year. That is 5,000 millimeters. 2 men shoveling all winter could not clear one street. Picture the hallway at 10 p.m. Fluorescent light. Boots by doors. Low voices through thin walls. Everyone knows whose boots. You can go days without stepping outside. And in winter many do not. You said it earlier. People have no choice. You are right. That is the whole mechanism. None of these places began because someone loved the view. Yakutsk began for sable. Coober Pedy for opal. La Rinconada for gold. Neft das Lari for oil. Kowloon for cheap rent created by a legal hole. Whittier for a war. Take another look side by side. Cold, heat, thin air, open water, density, isolation. Different enemies. Same cause. A resource pulls people in faster than a town can be built properly. And when the price of that resource falls, or the oil thins, or the treaty is signed, the town is left holding the shape of a need that is gone. Gold fell after 2012 and La Rinconada shrank. Oil fell and Neft das Lari rusted. Opal gluts and Coober Pedy empties. The walled city lost its loophole when Britain and China agreed to demolish it in 1987. It was gone 7 years later. You are not seeing hardy people choosing hardship. You are seeing economies choosing people. Here is what is new. In Yakutsk, the permafrost is no longer permanent. Average temperatures have risen. Buildings that stood straight for 50 years now tilt. Welders work in -35 to brace a block that leans a little more each spring. In the Caspian, the water is rising and falling with climate and extraction. Bridges that were above waves are now awash. The last head of the Oil Workers' Rights Protection Organization, Mervari Gahermanli, said you can still see the hulls of the sunken ships that hold oil rocks up, rusting under the water. So the question is not why people went to impossible places. We know why. The question is what you do with a town when the reason leaves and the ground itself begins to move.